Hi, this is Michael, and this is my review of the Impress coffee brewer. This is basically a French press in a cup, and it is really great, and I want to show it to you here. So essentially this is a three-piece design. You've got the outer vessel, which is a double wall construction, and you've got an inner sleeve, which is contains the portafilter basically. This is a very, very fine mesh in here, and it does not allow coffee grounds or sediment to make its way into your cup after you've brewed your coffee, which is really fantastic. It has a silicone gasket here with two ridges on it, so this is another reason you don't get any coffee grounds or sediment working its way between the gasket and the vessel. And it's a big sturdy stainless steel piece here, so it doesn't feel flimsy at all. And then you have, also this gasket does peel off, so you can also dishwasher clean these, top rack dishwasher. Because this has silk screen on it, though, they do advise that you keep this out of the dishwasher and hand wash this. Then you've got the silicone lid with a little flap that opens up to give you your sipping slot here, and then you've got a couple of vent holes. This is really, for me, the weak part of the whole system, and I'll show you why in just a minute. So this holds, if you just filled it completely with water, it would hold about 16 ounces. But realistically, we're going to make a cup of coffee with 12 to 14 ounces of water in here. You want to leave space at the top. So, and the formula, the old tried and true formula for making coffee is 2 tablespoons per 6 ounces. So since we're going to make about 12 ounces, we're going to put 4 tablespoons of coffee right in there. And you don't have to be absolutely precise, but 4 tablespoons is what I usually go for. Now the portafilter here, I call it a portafilter because it reminds me of a portafilter, and it really is a portafilter. It's just an upside down one. This holds 4 tablespoons, so you can fill this completely to the level with the top and then just dump it in there if you don't have a tablespoon handy. So you just pour your coffee in there, and then I've got some boiled water just off the boil here. So I'm going to fill it up, and I'm going to leave just, I don't know, about an inch at the top. And then I'm going to give it a stir with a spoon just to make sure that all the grounds are wet, and it'll hasten the brewing process a little bit. And then put the lid on the inner thing, and then just place it on the top and let it sit like this for about 3 minutes. The reason you want to put the lid on is as you press this down, in case you're a little too forceful, you might get some hot liquid spurting out of it, and you wouldn't want that to happen. If you press really slowly, that's probably not going to be an issue, though. So let this sit for 3 minutes, and we'll be ready to go. While this is brewing, I just wanted to talk briefly about some of the other ways you can make coffee. Now, this is a small French press, and basically the screen on this is quite a bit larger. So this will let some sediment through. Plus, a lot of times you can get grounds sort of sneaking through the screen because it's just not as precise a fit as you might hope for. This makes a great cup of coffee, but you do get that sediment. And then another favorite method of mine to make coffee is just the pour over. So you just put a coffee filter in here, pour in your coffee, and then put it over the cup and put your hot water in there. This makes an excellent cup of coffee as well. Now I've had another French press type travel mug, and this was a Starbucks one. I've had this for years, and I never use it because it's such a pain to use. But this is basically a French press. It has a small screen. It's actually silicone on the edge here, but it's very thin, and I'm always getting coffee grounds getting caught in between here, and I end up with sludge in my coffee, and it's just kind of a pain in the butt because it uses this center plunging action, and it's kind of wobbly when you push it in, and it's just, it's just not the best. So I don't use this at all anymore. This is really the way to go, and it's been just about 3 minutes now, so I'm just going to slowly push this down. It doesn't take a lot of effort, but it just slowly goes down. And I know a lot of people think that because the coffee grounds are still in here, that it's going to make your coffee stronger, but it's really not. And there's my freshly brewed coffee. Because the grounds are compressed and at the bottom, and because that very fine mesh is over them, there's no more interaction with the water and the coffee grounds at this point, so your coffee does not get any stronger. Now, as a travel mug, I already said that this may or may not fit in your cup holder depending on the size of it. This is 3 1/4 inches. It's about 6 inches tall. If you tip this, water definitely, coffee definitely comes out of here. So this is not really going to protect you against accidental tip overs. I also have a little bit of a problem getting a good flow of coffee through the opening here. It just sort of, I don't know, it's just hard for me to get a good sip out of it. So usually the way I use this, not all the time, but usually I will make my coffee in this and then just pour it into a cup. And that's a perfectly valid way to use this. If I do take it with me in my car, which as we already know doesn't fit in my cup holder, I'm just very careful when I use this because I know it's a little difficult to get a sip out of there. And if the coffee is super hot, I burn my mouth on it once or twice. It keeps coffee that hot for quite a while. I would say that the coffee could stay drinkable in this for at least 2 hours. In any case, I really do like the design. Maybe they can tweak the top at some point in time, but even as it is, I think it's really a great coffee maker, and it makes a wonderful cup of coffee. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. I'll answer it if I can. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and enjoy your coffee.